Welcome to the series Microsoft Access for Historians. In this next video, I'm going to show you how to make a form to put data better in your table. In this such a simple table, actually it's either way, it's fine as type it like it is, but you can have very complex tables where you would be benefited by putting a form. In any case, I'm going to create a little bit more variables so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's just also say birth month and birthday for a complete information, and then we have the degree average. We can put the field, that should be a text, and occupation, current occupation, something like that. So we have a little bit more variables to work with. I save my design, and that's it. So this is what we have right now. It has a little bit more fields. Making a form is very, very easy. If you remember, we went to create and went to table design. For making a form, I would not recommend you to go to form design, because there's no point in doing that. I always use the wizard, and from that I derive my own form. So we go to form wizard, and we want to know how many of these fields I want to put in my form. I want to put all of them, and how do we want to look. And I think that's a very personal approach to this. So I'm just gonna choose columnar, and then I will play from there. And then I'm gonna call it personal information, so I know exactly what it leads. And then this is what Access creates. It's quite okay. We only have a couple of variables, but I can make it a little bit more personal and nicer to type in. And I'm gonna show you how. If you go to design view here, you can start messing with the content. Something that you can do is just to change the name and the aspect of things, so it's nicer to put in. For instance, we can change the label, and this is very important. You cannot change it. This is the field, and this is the label that it has, so I can change this without any problem. But if I happen to change this, I'm deleting the connection between the form and the table, so don't do that. And I can just change this. For instance, you can always go here and then see how it looks like, a little bit better, but still it could be improved. So what you can do is, for instance, is just, okay, I don't really need this to be so huge, not this one, and actually it would be nice if it appears in just one line. So moving these things, it's a bit, you have to get the hang of it, but if you move it from here, you move only the field, see how it is now, where the name is actually. But if you move it from this side, you move the whole thing. See? So it is a question of, moving it around until it looks like how you want it to look like. So I generally want it to look something like this. But again, this is very, very personal. So you may decide. So that seems to be a little bit better, a bit out of sync. But then you have to play with it for a bit until you place it in the right place. I think that this is particularly important when you're going to put here month and day. I mean, here they appear in a different order, so that's not a very good idea. So you can just move things for a bit, and then, take one of them, and then put something. So I would recommend you to do something like this. Get it very small, so that it actually resembles more how. So it's a question of, it's kind of an art. See, like, okay, so how I put it here, and then I finally bring here, there. Well, anyway, seeing me doing this is not particularly fun, but I just want to give you a sense of how I would like it to look like. But essentially that is it. You have to just put things where they work better for you. But one important thing is that if you go to the first one, it's gonna just tap, and you go see that it goes to age, and then to degree, and then to year, and then to month, and then to day. Because this is the way that I set the fields in the table. And if you think about when you're typing, actually, it's very likely that you're gonna be typing the birth date in this direction from left to right. So what you can do is use something that's called a tabulation order, that is up here, And then the only thing that you need to do is just change things around. So move here and here. And then when we go to our form, see that we go from name, and then image. Much more sense. So, for instance, now we could say 20th, 12th, or 1980. And we said that it was not 1980. But see that the criteria that we set in the table are being brought to the form, because the only thing that the form does is just allow us to put the data in a nice way. So we go there. Another thing that we could do is just, okay, this seems to be like really, really low. So just put it above. And that's it. So we just can just type things. This is all the people that we already had. And then we can type a new one. Say that this is new number. So Jens Hansen. And then we would type everything else. And then we will continue to the next one. When we close it, the same, we would need to change because we have created the form now. But all the information that we have put here, see that now we have several records, and we have this last one, Jens Hansen, that we just created. All these people appear right now in our table. So everything, the form is just a way of getting information in. And well, that is about it. So I'm not going to have an exercise on doing that in particular. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but I would suggest that what you do is that you take the table from the first exercise with the death certificates and the death information, and then you create a form with that. And then you just place it, and then you play around with it to see how a real exercise, a real type of data would look like. And that's it for forms.